Hello, Dreadwood. My name is Arthur Edwards. I am the lead writer and creator over here at Dreadwood Press Radio, and you may recognize my voice from the end credits because I do read those. I want to come on here and announce that there is a new podcast coming to Deepwood Productions, and it is called You're Welcome, the Queer Podcast. It's a bit of a different pace than Dreadwood Press Radio in the fact that it's nonfiction and about queer dating, both our stories, your stories, and any questions that you may have. So a bit of a different desolate hellscape. The podcast is hosted by Sloan Brown, who is our lovely editor and sound designer over here at Dreadwood, and I will also be co-hosting the podcast with them. The podcast will release on February 20th, and if you would like to send a story about queer dating or questions, you can send those stories and questions to deepwoodedit@gmail.com. The podcast will release on February 20th, and we hope to see you there. If you have any other questions unrelated to You're Welcome, the Queer Podcast, you can direct those to deepwoodprod@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for the overwhelming amount of support that we've had for Dreadwood Press Radio, and also the launch of Deepwood Productions, our indie podcast, art, whatever company. We're an umbrella, and it's a good team of people, and I'm very excited to share all of our stories with you. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
Dreadwood, my peers, hello. Whoa, I really have made it, haven't I? This feels like being a celebrity. I'm the next big deal. Well, gosh, how do I even begin? Well, my name is Milo. My career was as a getaway car driver for hire. I can drive any kind of car you throw at me, or rather any car that I could hotwire and steal. I wasn't a cheap rental. You pay me half up front, then you pay me the rest once the job is over. Call me a intense taxi driver. My life story. Let's go. So, I grew up on a farm. I'd say farm life is why I can drive anything. I'd say my career as a teenager as a mechanic and dirt track race car driver helped me even more. I'm an adrenaline junkie, you know? I love the rush. I love how my hands shake. Well, I'm from Dreadwood, and my brother Dallas went off to be a big shot murderer assassin or whatever with his little boyfriend. Then apparently they broke up, and his mean streak only got worse. Started calling himself a lone wolf and shit. Adopted this kid with a shaved head. Dallas always showed me up and everything, so of course he had to be a famous goth cowboy murderer, and I had to do something. Dad died, we lost the farm, Mom went to jail for killing Dad, and then I'll be damned if my mama didn't break on out of jail and show me up by trying to burn down the jail and getting shot down. I know what you're thinking. I come from a family of freaking badasses. So naturally, I had to be a badass. My main driving specialty was robberies, obviously. Murders are quiet, but good robbers are loud. Someone would send me a note through a very intense game of Note Pass, and when it would get to me, I'd show up at their house with a brand new hot rod and a rockin' mixtape. So, I got a calling card and address from a pretty big deal crook. His name was Ruby Marks. Called him Marks. Marks was a decent guy with lots of money. He wanted to do a prison break. He was looking for some girl, love of his life, I assumed, but who am I to meddle in the affairs of others? I assumed they were married with how much dread he had in his voice when he talked about her. I do a lot of assuming because I was in fact very, very horribly wrong. They were siblings. He didn't really tell me a straight plan, which usually my clients don't. They tell me where to put the car, and then they tell me to drive like hell to a certain location. Like I said, I'm an intense taxi or a real fancy GPS. Anyways, we went to the jail in the dead of night. Marks got out of the car all quiet and he said, "Whatever you do, do not leave me." And I said, "Yeah, obviously. I know how to do my job, man." He rolled his eyes and walked toward the white cobblestone building. The barbed wire rose high. I watched as he cut himself a little opening and stabbed the guard in the neck with the pliers. Just another day on the job watching red blush gush out of a guard's neck. It's like a freaking geyser, I'm telling you. Pshh. So then I put a CD in my stolen hot rod and I just chilled. I smoked a cigarette and just chilled. Then it's showtime. Marks comes a running out of the jail with some dark-haired girl. About 10 guards are running behind him and I get ready. They jump in and I go from 0 to 120 in about 45 seconds. I stole a good one that night, I'm telling you. Then they start arguing in the back. You know, as siblings do. I mean, Dallas and I used to go at it, I tell you. We were a year apart, but I swear he acted like he knew everything. So I just let him argue, you know? I mean, what am I going to do about it? Tell him to stop? So I'm running from the police, right? Well, Mark sticks his arm out, starts shooting at him. One by one, he takes out the cruiser's wheels, and I veer out into the woods. There's a dirt path, and man, that place gives me the creeps. But it creeps out the police more. So we finally break free from the po-po, and then they start arguing again. Something, you got me locked up and killed my girlfriend, you. I really shouldn't finish that statement. This is a family-friendly show, after all. Hey, kids, eat your vegetables and stab your parents. Not lethally. Wink. Anywho, so then all of a sudden Miss Thang pulls out the plier cutters and starts threatening him. Then I simply mind my business. Again, siblings fight. What am I going to do about it? I'm a getaway car driver, not a therapist. I mean, one time Dallas and I got into a fight so bad that we pulled knives on each other. Well, I pulled a knife and he pulled a gun, and then he told me not to bring a knife to a gunfight, and you know, the man was right because he shot me in the leg. Took forever to dig that bullet out of my thigh. Bastard. So then the lady stabs Marks and pushes him into the woods, and he goes off flying out the door. I say, "So, I guess I'm not getting my full pay, huh?" Then she says, "Take me to your brother." And I'm a bit confused because I am much more handsome than Dallas, so I don't know how she knows we're related. But I'm not an idiot. I listen to the angry lady with bloody pliers, and I take her straight to Dallas. He's a bisexual and going through a breakup. Who am I to say no? So we go to where Dallas and that plant kid have a hideout. It's a wood cabin at the edge of town, right on the edge of a cliff. So I pull up, and naturally my brother comes out guns a-blazing with that kid as a shadow, and I put my hands up. He doesn't take his gun off me, and plant kid puts her gun on Miss Thang. "Where's your boyfriend?" She was already making demands. "He's my ex, and why do I care?" Dallas spits out, and he takes his gun off me and points it at the lady. That isn't a good enough answer for her, though. I said, "Where is he, Dallas? I don't have time. If I don't get out of this town now, my brother is going to kill me." Dallas puts his gun down at that and tells his plant kid to do the same. "Pawn shop," Dallas said simply. At this point, I'm offended that he hasn't even said hi to me. You know, his only brother. But I guess an angry lady making demands about your ex-boyfriend is a little more urgent. She nods. "Fiona, he won't see anyone. The order disbanded when you went to jail, we broke up, Cherry disappeared, and Sock went back to school after summer break. His doors are closed." Dallas is obviously upset at this. He won't even leave his stupid shop. The angry lady named Fiona seemed to calm down. "Well, it looks like we're going to have to get the gang back together, Texas. Something bad is coming. I've heard rumors in those walls. Companies are springing up." Then they started arguing about morals and love and I don't know what else. Anyways, Fiona ended up turning to me and telling me to take her to the pawn shop, and Dallas told me hi in his own moody way, and I took the angry lady where she asked, and she paid me. After that, well, I continued my career, and occasionally I had supper with Dallas, although he disappeared after a while. Then I heard that Moss kid on the radio. Damn, that was a while ago, though, wasn't it? Anyways, I'm ready for my retirement plan. I'm getting too old for this shit and too old to keep up with Dallas and his shenanigans. I think 21 is a good age to go, don't you? Most of us don't even get that much time after all. Dreadwood Press Radio is a podcast written by Arthur Edwards and produced by Dreadwood Productions. In this episode, Milo is performed by Arthur Edwards. This week's musical guest is Burgundy Lipstick. You can follow Dreadwood on the web at Radio Dreadwood on Twitter, at Dreadwood Press Radio on Instagram, or you can subscribe to our Patreon at Dreadwood Press Radio. You can also check out our website, deepwoodproductions.com. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or you just want to say hi, you can send us an email at deepwoodprod@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening, and hey, stay safe out there. Until next time.